From the quiet to the crazy, all the high tide, all the level. If it's tears, if it's dancing in a thrift store, how you turn all this living into something worthwhile. Every single heartbeat, every breath we get to do, every moment to moment is a blessing spent with you.
Good morning. Welcome back to Moment to Moment, the Newlywed Podcast with Rod and Natasha. This is Chapter 3. I am Rod.
And I am Natasha.
And we are first really excited that you guys are back with us. We appreciate all the love and prayers and all of the response that y'all been giving us. We believe that when God brings two people together, that their purpose in being together is for the glory of God. It is not just to, have kids and go to sleep and wake up and go to jobs and eat dinners and, and just live their life. But when God brings two people together, which I'm certain he brought us together, that God has a purpose for it. And so we're just doing our best to live out that purpose to the best of our knowledge. This chapter is called The Seed. In chapter 2, we finished up. I've been known as a serial proposer. I've been engaged more times than I care to. God, that's embarrassing.
Lots of cereal boxes.
Yeah, lots of cereal boxes. But no, at the end of the last chapter, I was engaged to my previous partner. We were engaged for approximately 2 months or so. It was that my friend at the time, she told me that, at least she tried.
That he should not settle.
And ultimately, I ended up not settling, but it wasn't due to my own choice. It wasn't due to my choosing. She wasn't ready for marriage, and so
She communicated that to you.
Yeah, she communicated that after accepting the proposal. She communicated that she wasn't ready for marriage, and so it was September.
When that proposal
ended, right? Mm-hmm. And you and I did begin to communicate, and we
very slowly.
Yeah, but while it was slow, it was still very intentional.
It was
intentional because, and I'm gonna let you take it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let you take it.
So yeah, it was slow. it was slow, kind of reconnecting after his engagement ended. I was still attached to my ex at the time, who I had left. Like I said in the last episode, I wanted to leave him and be gone, with no want to go back. I didn't feel like I was strong enough at the time. Mm-hmm. So I kept trying to do the things that we did outside of commitment, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to be with you.
Committed. Right.
I don't want to be with you anymore. Right. But I still need you to help take kids to school. I still need you to provide this space of familiarity for me. Right. So I'm in a place of using, I guess, in this place, in this sense. I guess that's where it started. That's when the using started. Yeah. I continued to do the routine things, mm-hmm. the birthdays, mm-hmm. the holidays, mm-hmm. and then, but as I'm doing those things, my walls are closing. Mm-hmm. I'm getting more and more. I'm suffocating more and more, and I said I was done. Like, I want to be done. I want to detach, but I just don't have the muscle to detach. Mm-hmm. Right. I remember this Christmas, I actually made it to where we went to Christmas Eve service as a family. Oh, okay. To a totally different church because we weren't going to mine. Okay. Because of a presence that I was trying to push out. Okay. This was a place of performing. Why did you feel that's settling in right now? I like did Christmas for us as we normally would in the past, except we lived at 2 different houses. And I was just getting what I thought I was supposed to be getting without the commitment, without the relationship, because that person is also doing whatever they're doing because they have their own house.
Right.
So we're both outside of here, but pretending to be here. For these reasons of our own, because he probably had his own.
Right.
You know, while he's still attached to me.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
And y'all.
And I
part of it is because you share a kid together.
We share a child together, and so, I I performed Christmas. We went to again a totally different church for Christmas Eve service, and we took a family picture for Christmas Eve service. But again, right after Christmas, literally the day after, my air supply cut off. Like I couldn't breathe in it anymore, and I was done. So I walked away. I walked away from it because I got what I needed. But I got choked out getting what I needed. I got choked out, and so I walked away. He is confused, hurt, whatever, because of my actions, because we just did this whole thing, and it looks like you want to still be attached to me, or now, we're doing all this, and you're saying this and that. And it wasn't the case on my side. I was fulfilling a need during that, because that holiday time is hard, and it always has been my whole life.
Right.
Holiday time has always been hard because there's always been trial and lack, But then I guess there were some holidays where things were okay enough for everybody to be in the same place. But still, everybody in the same place, there's that stuff around it, so it's not as genuine, so there's always something. Anyway.
So during this time, I'm in a place where I'm free, right, from being in a relationship with one woman. And you're in a situation that you are free, but you're not loose.
Right.
And so there's a lot of, you weren't telling me how tied you actually were, so I'm under the impression.
Right. I'm leaving that information out.
Yeah.
Because it's not really necessary.
And
the reason why I say not really necessary in that time, in those months, because you were just coming out of an engagement, right? And you and I aren't committed to each other. You and I aren't planning. We're not saying, hey, we're going to be together in a couple weeks or in a month. We're not doing any of that. So that wasn't information that I'm just going to volunteer. If you would have asked specific questions, maybe, but I don't know in that time.
No.
I don't know.
No.
So, but that's not something I would have just volunteered to you. Yeah, I'm over here, and I'm enjoying life being a user, and and I'm getting what I need from this person, and in a couple of months I will let it go. That's really honest. However,
it is.
It's super honest, and that's a place that if I could have been there at that time, maybe that would have been kind of revealing to self. And kind of a way to just like, whoa, halt that, not okay, a place of just reflection, like that's not good business, or whatever. And maybe I could have backed out of that and corrected it, but I wasn't. And there's so many reasons why I wasn't, and that's something we'll get to. But there is many reasons why I was like, I don't need his permission to not use him. I don't need your permission to not use him. I'm just worried about me.
Right. Kind of a survival.
Right.
I get it. So during that time,
Like, where were you? Like, so your engagement ended September 11th. So from September 11th to that December, that's a lot of time to kind of discover or think about, what do I want to do next? I just got out of this 6-year relationship with this person who ended the engagement, who's not ready for marriage. I thought I was going this direction, and now I'm being reset, or now I'm doing something else. What was your world like?
Well, it's a lot, because I was in a 6-year relationship, and
so did you go into a place of introspection, or did you just kind of go into a...
Well, here's the thing. I things changed for me because of you, right? You inserting yourself, or not you inserting yourself, but I guess God inserting you in my life began to change the trajectory of my life. We are about transparency.
We are.
And so, again, there's some things we're going to say that's uncomfortable to hear,
Let me just segue real quick.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I think it's great that we have the opportunity to talk about our these things again. Like, because as we're speaking about them, we're kind of reliving them again in a hindsight, and we're talking about them in hindsight. So, and we've processed these things, we've walked through them already. And we've been healed from things, and some things are still kind of pokey. And so pokey, yeah. Some things still kind of like hit me like, oh, like, but just as I was just talking, I discovered something. I haven't had to talk about that in that way. Yeah. And so something just hit me like, wow, that's where you were. Ma'am. Ma'am, that's where you were. So, and to be in the spaces that I am today, it's just like, absolutely not. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. You discover a lot on communication. That's like super important. So I'll probably say, prior to my second divorce, again, if you didn't see chapter 2, at my second divorce, there was infidelity involved that really broke me. It really, really broke me. And after she left, she took my kids, and I'm the innocent party, but I feel like I lost everything. And so during that time, I was like super mad at God, and I just decided, I said, God, I'm a relax on church and all of that other stuff. And so in that time of relaxing on church and God and all that, I discovered something. Why are you laughing?
Because I'm thinking about when I used to watch, and you would visit and you would watch, and it's like,
during that time of trying to just chill out on God, I had ended up playing at a church anyway, but I'm just playing. I'm just really there playing. Yeah.
Typing the keys.
Yep.
Not typing. Not typing the keys.
Playing. Yeah,
playing the keys.
Yeah. I'm taking a break, right? So I am not living, a godly life or whatnot. And I'm just not.
Yeah.
That's just what it was. I was still playing in church, still doing the things, but like reading my Bible and stuff like that, I wasn't doing that. I would pray, but I wouldn't pray. It was prayer, but it was usually, if I was praying for somebody else, because I felt like at this time, God wasn't, like, he wasn't listening to me when I needed him to help me with my divorce. So I felt like, for whatever reason, not help me with my divorce, but help my marriage stay together. Right. I felt like he just was not doing his part, The only one not doing his part is you. Smite me.
Mighty smiter.
My bad. No, I start mingling on the dating sites, trying to find here and there, and I didn't know that girls would show you their boobs if you asked them to. And they do. They be doing that. Why you look like that? They do. You know, you didn't, but they do. And so this was.
I did not.
So in any case, I didn't know that was like a whole thing. This was like.
Can we cut?
Can
you do that again?
Why? Let me be myself.
I know, but can you not say boobs?
You know, people say boobs. All right, now maybe some people in some circles don't say boobs, and that's fine. They don't have to say boobs, but I say boobs. So yeah, they out there showing them, and I saw a lot of them. And here's the thing about it: I'm in a place where I know God, right? But and my then girlfriend at the time, she knew God too. You know, she go to church faithfully and all of that. But I wasn't practicing it.
This is the girl you met after your divorce?
Yeah, girl I met after my divorce. We're not living a Christian life. We're not living a holy life. We're praying, you know, sometimes we read and stuff like that. We go to church together. But we both still were active in church. But it's funny because after I amassed quite a few female friends, and I called them friends because it was. I called them friends because why are you laughing at me? Y'all tell her to stop laughing at me.
I'm just smiling at him because we've taken this road and just now we're talking about it again. It's been so long.
Yeah. So I amassed a number of friends. I'm a friendly guy, and people like to be my friend. And so, but no, in my friendships, they're genuine. Like they're genuine, and sometimes they cross some borders, you know. But usually just through text, right? I wasn't what you would call a gigolo. I wasn't sleeping with everybody by any means, but we would trade flashcards.
I love that.
What?
I love that term. I love that you think.
Yeah, she's saying that because I have a way of speaking that sometimes is uncomfortable. It ain't vulgar, but she just...
Sometimes a pullback or a different vocabulary word is just...
So flashcards is cute for you.
Cute. Flashcards.
If y'all know what flashcards are, flesh cards.
Flesh cards.
Yeah. Just, you know.
Yeah.
Let me see one of your flashcards or flesh cards. Mm-hmm. And bang, you got a flesh card and you do whatever you will with the flesh card. You know what it is. Mm-hmm. So I got into a practice of exchanging flashcards. I told my bride. I told her when we were dating, I said, babe, it's some pieces out of me in cyberspace. It's some things, some videos of myself, some parts of my body out there. If somebody hacks my phone, I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry, babe.
I love you.
Do you?
And that was your past.
Yeah.
Everyone has a past.
Yeah. But I told her that, I was like, this is just the world I was living. So I have friends, And so in any case, the unfortunate thing about this is all of this behavior was going on while I was with, my ex. And in fairness, right? In fairness to myself, it didn't start out that way. It didn't. Right when we hooked up, right when me and my ex hooked up, one of the friends was like, bang, flashcard. And I was like, oh, out of nowhere. They just be sending them your own ass one. And so
that happened to me a few times, and I sent a scripture in response.
Don't be impressed, y'all. Don't be impressed. It didn't happen. I didn't send it. It wasn't.
No,
it wasn't me.
Not.
That was just one of her stories.
Yeah.
But nah. So I remember telling my ex at that time. I remember telling her, because I was in Nashville at the time, and I wanted to be honest with her. I wanted to be upfront. I wasn't a cheater. I just wasn't that type of guy. Mm-hmm. And so I remember telling her that, yo, you need to send me some flashcards because this girl's in my DMs. At the time, I was chasing.
You told who? Her?
My ex.
Your ex.
Yeah. I was at the time when I was with my ex. I said that.
I didn't. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. You see, you don't listen. At the time, I told her, y'all need to see some flashcards. And I didn't use that term, but I used it for my wife. And she just wasn't comfortable. She wasn't with the shenanigans. And so it made it hard for me to be with her and be in a relationship with her and have friends and other confidants and almost fans, because I was pursuing music and I would share my music with them, and they was, championing me and cheering me on and all of that.
Fans.
I mean, kind of, And so every now and then they would send some flashcards, and I was up front with her. I told her, yo, these girls in my DMs, and I need you to step it up, something. And she just was not comfortable. She wasn't having it. So I broke up with her a couple of times, when I wanted to indulge in that type of behavior. It was trash, but I didn't want to be the cheater, so I just figured it was just best to leave her, and trade a few flashcards here and there until I got done, and then she's still available. In any case, I'm saying all that backstory is to show you the type of guy that I was when I met you.
Yes, yeah. When he met me, which is so funny, because I'm going to take you guys all the way back to June of 21 when we met each other and we both were in our spaces, and he was always so gentle. He always had a word. It was almost like, and so when I started to feel like I want a guy like this, like I'm literally, he always was very there was always wisdom there because remember, he said that I was hurt, like I was hurt. Mm-hmm. And I was going through it. Mm-hmm. And my stories would be downing to him, and he would it's funny because because of our perceptions, he was looking into my stories like, gosh, she's never happy. She's just sad and depressed, and I'm looking into his stories, or into him, because of what he's giving to me, as like, oh my gosh, this guy is someone that I want to be with because of of the nuggets I was getting from you, of the healing that was happening, of the kind of like the eye-opening moments, and the revealing things in myself. Like, you were helping me kind of see myself. You were kind of you were my mirror.
Because here's the truth, y'all. When God has his hand on you, mm-hmm. right? When he has his hand on you, he's got something he wants you to do. He's got a plan for your life. He mm-hmm. will give you wisdom. He'll give you different things to say. He'll use you. If he can use a donkey, he can use me. And so that's what was happening. I wasn't living this life, but she needed mm-hmm. You needed some mm-hmm. sort of help. And so the type of person that he created me was still there. Right. Right? It was.
Yeah, which is what so like, as you were telling the story you were just telling, I'm mm-hmm. like thinking like, oh my gosh, mm-hmm. you were living two lives in these moments.
Yeah.
And like, you could be on the phone with me and then be this person, and then get off the phone with me and then be somebody.
But that's because you wasn't sending flashcards.
Right. Yeah. Right. I wasn't. Right. So I wasn't in the group of friends. The flashcards and friends. I was over here, a different friend, like that genuine, like,
hey, my friend,
I need you. Genuine. No.
My bad.
That space of, I'm just sharing what's going on with me, and you have things to say.
Right.
You have wisdom to share. Mm-hmm. And I thank the Lord for that. I thank the Lord that there was something just keeping us from that space.
You know what? I have to say that.
I don't know.
I don't even know what it was.
I don't either.
Because you know what I think? I don't even know what it was. Because in that time, usually I approach my friendships the same way, mm-hmm. right? But somewhere our conversations would veer off to the left, and we send them flashcards, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That just never happened with us.
No,
and I wonder. Well, earlier on in our communication, you said, "I hate sex. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't like it." And I was like, "Okay, well, I know where this is going." You was talking about how because
hard times.
yeah, you had your hard times and whatnot, and so you were not there for any of that.
I said hard times.
See,
but yes,
her hard times was giving me soft times.
That's awesome. That's good. But it's just funny that he had, again, that the life he was explaining with the friendships on the left wasn't the life he was living with the friend on the right. And you always had something for me. Like you always had something for me.
It's because you always had a problem for me.
Exactly. You always had something for me. And that's, I don't know, that just kind of, that built that, we had just had this foundation that was being laid. And I believe that the Lord was like, y'all are not messing this up. Like, I know my son. I know my daughter. And if I allow you to do y'all gonna mess it up. And so I'm keeping you guys in a specific place. The boundaries are here, and you are not allowed to cross them. Down to like the day that we met, the day that we talked about in the last chapter, the day that he came over and met me after all of the years of being out of high school and life and everything. You came to meet me because I was going through a hard time. I was sad. I was crying. I was hurt.
This was the time we mentioned in chapter 2.
I had moved away from my ex and was like, I am doing this. Got my own place.
And I was still with my ex at the time, but I was like, man, I got to be there for my friend. What is she doing? She ain't doing nothing. She don't even care about me anyway, so I'm out.
And this is how the Lord works. It's crazy in this moment, the moment that I'm going to speak about. So he comes over, we see each other. We're like, hey, like it was great. And, like in the movies when they're...
Go ahead. Where was you going to go?
Topper.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't go there yet. So prior to this moment, my bride, she is beautiful. Well, before she was my bride, I've always remembered her, even as a kid, her having these really big eyes, right? And they're
oh yeah, the movie.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful eyes, but they were always just like big and bright. And so after a couple of conversations with her, I changed her name in my phone and your profile as Ada, the ant from
Bug's Life.
From Bug's Life. We that's one of the things we share. Like we are both big movie buffs and TV show buffs. So I had changed her name in my phone to Ada, and so I would call her Ada, and she would call me Flick. Flick was the ant that liked Ada. In any case, we had developed this
safe word.
Yeah, we had developed a safe word when there was ever any kind of veering off to the left of our conversation, or maybe some type of feeling on the inside that was making us feel like this might be something we want. We developed a safe word.
And the safe word was Hopper, because he was the grasshopper in the movie, kind of the bad guy, and so he comes to meet me that day in August. I was hurt. I was crying. Needed really just someone there that I could talk to, and we saw each other, and it was great. We
took the walk first. Right?
We took a walk in my neighborhood. We came back to.
It was an emotional walk.
Yeah, it was. I was shedding some heavy things. I don't know that he brought his brain, enough space in his capacity to hold it all, but
he was crying and everything.
Yeah, it was really emotional. We find ourselves back from the walk. We're just standing by my car, just talking. Maybe a couple of inches in space between us, you know. And something like in the movies, like a moment happens. I think it was eye contact, which usually is always that thing, you know, you get that eye contact and it's like, whoa, something's, you know. So we had this eye contact and we start to like kind of move in closer a little bit. And I turn my face away.
Just a little bit, like we're next to the car.
Like probably at his ear, my face turned. And there was Hopper on the top of my car.
It was
huge,
the biggest
grasshopper. And we lost it.
And she said, Hopper. I was like, what? I said, oh yeah, safe word. She said, no, Hopper.
Like in real form. We lost it. It was the funniest moment.
I was insane because I'm.
It was the funniest. moment.
I'm falling now for my friend because we had that moment. She was open with me, and I was there for her, and so we're having this kind of a real seal of a bond moment. And you know, I've always thought she was beautiful or whatever. So we're standing there next to the car. I'm like. I'm thinking, man, I got a girlfriend. I got to go.
Yeah, because that's it. It's like he's got somebody at home, and I don't want to step on that. I don't want to interject in that. I don't want to be disrespectful to that. So my turn was, partly because this moment's heavy. Second, because I want to be respectful to your relationship, and I would tell him that. Like I don't want to come in between that.
Right. But it was happening.
The reality was it was like something. There's something, right? And so that lovely grasshopper showed up, and that was just like the best moment.
We busted out laughing, and like we backed up space, you know.
That was just like, oh my gosh. So it just, so for him to be this other guy, I learned way later, kind of like the realness of that. But go ahead, and I'll let you finish.
No. That was well said. And so, I'm this guy living this kind of dual life, you know. And here's the truth be told, I wasn't lying about this dual life. Like I told her from Jump Street.
I didn't have clear. You could just like in my situation. You
didn't
have to give me anything. Right. Like we weren't planning.
But I had told her about, you know, porn addictions and different things like that, and all the stuff that I had been dealing with. Just because I've always been this upfront person. If there's anything I can't stand, it's a liar. Like, don't tell me nothing if you're gonna lie. Just don't say nothing. You know, you don't. And so I respect the person who's just gonna be quiet. If you don't want to tell me, don't tell me. That's fine. But if you do tell me, let it be the truth.
Right.
And so I had always told her from the Jump Street that that if I tell you, you can bank on it that it's solid. It's gonna be the truth. And so I was open. What's interesting is I remember the day that I told you about me kind of walking away from God, and you asked me this question. That was it was the way that you asked it. I still couldn't put my finger on why you asked it that way. But I remember telling you, I'm good, you know, I'm good with God. I was deep in the church at one time, you know, I was, you know, me and God, we was tight and all that, you know, and I took a break and, you know, I'm good. I'm just kind of, you know, doing the thing that everybody does, you know, go to church and, you know, do something else.
Keep doing you.
Yeah. And you took a pause for a second and you said, what happened? And I was like, what?
I remember asking that.
Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean what happened? He was like, why did you do that? And you said it from a place of, I'm getting all this stuff from this man.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying this. But you're not living it anymore.
Right.
I don't, you know, I need what is happening. I need, you know what I'm saying? I need this to be all the time. Why are you not this person anymore? Right. Why are you not? And so it kind of made me feel guilty. I know that wasn't your intention, but it definitely made me feel guilty. She was like, and it came from, it felt like your question came from two places. One, it felt like it came from I need this to stay this way. And two, it felt like you were a newer Christian. And it came from almost a place of, could it happen to me?
Yeah.
Because I want to be, I want to be the person that's walking with God for real.
Yeah, I was at the beginning of discovering who God is. Like for me, who is he?
Who he is?
who he is for me. Because I didn't know him. I didn't know him for me. I knew him for church. I knew him for my grandma.
Right.
I knew him for my dad.
Right.
Anyone else I can think of that was like I knew him for them.
Right.
My grandpa, I didn't know him for me, and I'm in this place of coming out of this hard place in this relationship. Like, what else is there?
Right.
Discovering our thing that we have, building with you, this friendship, all the nuggets you're giving me, all this wisdom that you're saying, like just we're talking about scripture, we're talking about I'm on my side of things, going to Bible studies, hearing these stories, watching sermons, and filling myself up. And I have a friend who is a part of that growth, is a part of that discovery, but he tells me that's not where he is. And it was such a moment of like, I don't know what you mean. Like, how are you not? Because you have so much that you're giving me. You are pouring your picture out to me every time we have a conversation. So after we're done,
what do you?
Where you get it from?
Right.
Where are you getting it from?
Right.
And so I remember asking you that question. I remember being so curious about how does a person just set it down? Because I'm only a year at this time. Probably a year into saying, I want to know more about him. Because I still don't know the love, I still don't know trust, I still don't know any of those things, but I just want to know what are these sermons, what are people talking, what is church, what is all this, right? And I'm gaining it, and you're putting it down,
right?
But you're also giving it to me,
right?
And it was just it was such a bizarre space to be in. So I asked you because I wanted to hear what that was. What did you think that was? And so you gave me your story.
Yeah. So and she accepted that story. She didn't judge me, and it just was what it was. All in all, I had developed this habit of having a lot of friends, having a lot of female friends, and just kind of living the life that I wanted to. And so she comes into my life. She turns out not to be one of those friends. She turns out to be a different type of friend. But during that time, I met another friend from back in the day, or at least I met another young woman, and we started talking. And
this is after your engagement?
Yeah, after the engagement's over. Yeah, after the engagement's over. And talking to you, found out you're not one of those friends, but this person that was becoming a friend, she was. She became flashcard queen. And so, no, but she had this thing that I feel like she had this thing that, okay,
you were missing, something you were missing, something you lacked in your 6-year relationship that you were needing.
Yeah.
So you gravitated to that because she was giving all of it.
Yeah. She gave a lot of it. And so, but also, so this friend, she lived out of state. And so she also knew about all of the friends that I had. And she was like, I don't know, she had this, she never said this. As a matter of fact, she said just the opposite. But the way she acted was, I'm going to beat all these friends. You ain't going to need none of these friends for nothing. I'm going to be number one, right? Wow. Yeah, that's the way she acted and treated me and all of that. And well and right, she did her thing. She did it. And so So my new friend, comes into town on my birthday, and stop looking at me. You looking over there?
I can't. I'm listening to you tell a story. I'm engaged.
So my new friend comes into town, and this is the first time I'm seeing this new friend in person. Because I knew her from a long time ago too. We never talked or nothing like that. But so this is our first time talking. But she comes by to see me at my spot.
Who comes?
My friend comes by to see me at my spot on my birthday, or was it Thanksgiving? Both, because my birthday and Thanksgiving was right. So she spends like the week there for my birthday, and she treated me like a king. She was.
So she treated you like she was your wife.
She treated me like a king. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She treated me very impressed. I was very impressed by everything. Top tier. I mean, she bought me groceries, packed my food fridge full of food, and blah blah blah. All the whole 9 yards. Left nothing to the. She made quite the impression. In any case, so I began to really care about this person because I was impressed. You drinking your coffee. So I was really impressed. I was like really impressed by this young lady, and so now I'm not really looking at this friend.
I'm boring compared to.
Oh, she was
horrible, dry,
snooze fest, and
all she wants to talk about is God. She's discovering the Bible stories and having revelations and things about life. I don't want it.
And I wasn't living this life no more, right? I knew about it, but I wasn't living it. So
it's fair.
And you was kind of depressed.
Yes, that's why it's fair. That's why it's fair to be like, oh no, I don't I can be her friend,
right,
but I can't carry all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you had every right to be there. It's not for everybody. Again, I'm not gonna be everybody's cup of tea.
Right, but you're my cup of tea now, and a sip of your tea, as hot and delicious as it is.
That's a lovely. I love that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, husband.
Like honey. In any case, interesting story, right? So in any case, I have a great time for my birthday and for the holidays, Thanksgiving and all of that. And then my other friend here, she wants to come by, but you came by. She wants to come.
We had a break in communication.
Mm-hmm.
We paused because there was a reason why I wanted to come and kind of patch things or feel like you needed to see my beautiful face to reset you. I don't know. No, but there was reasons. There I don't even actually remember.
You don't remember what? The break in communication?
Yeah.
You don't?
Is that the
you don't remember
sleep?
The break in yes.
Oh.
You want to leave that for?
Yes, for the next chapter. Okay. Because I was like, wait. But you're right. We just talked about it. Yes, that's. Yes. Yeah. So my birthday.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah.
In that time was I was on a holiday.
So we are going to stop right here because we didn't held y'all long enough. But we need you to check back with us for chapter 4. It gets so much better.
Yeah.
God's redemptive grace is like amazing. Like I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here, and I shouldn't be here with her. But God is good. Before we let out, though, I do want to ask you, though. Tell me one thing you are grateful to God for in me.
And you.
Yes, ma'am.
I am grateful that He put in you gentleness, because you've always been that for me. You've just been careful with me. And I think that's a part of his love, for his daughter, also for his son, because he placed it in you to give to others. And so I'm grateful that you carry that, especially when I don't deserve gentleness.
That means a lot, Pat. Thanks.
What are you grateful for in me?
I am grateful to God and you. You are relentless to grow. You are relentless to grow, and you're not a stagnant. You're not a stagnant person, and you get unsettled when you feel stagnant. And that's in a lot of different areas with you, but specifically in your spiritual life as well. I'm thankful to God that I don't have to drag you. I don't have to drag you to read, or I don't have to drag you to pray, or I don't have to drag you to church, or I don't have to, you have a desire and you have a thirst, you have a hunger, and we all have our appetites that go up and down, but you always want to know more, and that helps me. It reminds me, yo, Rod, you cover your wife today? You pray with your wife today? Did you when last time y'all read, you slipping, and so I'm thankful to God that He uses you to keep me straight now. I love you for it too.
I love you too.
Now that we done being cheesy. Tell your partner, if you got a partner, tell them today something that you are grateful to God for about them. Yes. And we will see y'all on chapter 4.
See ya.
To a moment is a blessing.